What's going on, guys? Jim from Disc Golf Brah here at the 2021 Firefly Hollow Open, Bristol, Connecticut, Rockwell Park, one of my favorite parks of all time. Joined by my special guest, Joe Madersky, TD of the tournament. Joe, what's going on?
Not too much. Super happy to be here in studio with you guys and to show you the beautiful course. We had a great set of volunteers help us out this year, get the course cleaned up, and as always, the Bristol community came through strong for us.
All right, great. Love it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our leaderboard.
Not to be overlooked, Steve Brinster, 3 under right now, looking to make a move today. He's getting comfortable with the course, so I expect some fireworks from the chase card. We work our way back up. Dylan Reese, great player. Connor Waite, great player.
Yeah, let's go ahead and meet our lead card. So after 2 rounds, this is what we got for a lead card. First up, we got Reid out of Coventry, Connecticut, 984 rated. What do you know about Harris? How does he play?
Harris is consistent. He has good pop. He keeps the disc in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, great. Love it. Next up, we have Dylan Cappaccioli, Halifax, Massachusetts. Love this guy. He was super animated on the course. Very fun to watch.
My goodness, this young man can throw a frisbee. He throws creative lines because he's got a cannon. So you're going to see some fun stuff out of him today.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite players to watch. Next up, we got Shane Wyatt. We've seen him on coverage before. Shane's the man. 994 out of Newton, Massachusetts.
Smiles and good putts. Vibes on his card, always positive. He brings such a good energy to the course. A pleasure to play with him anytime.
Yeah, look at him. He's ready. He's ready to rock. All right, last up, we got Josh Tamosaitis. East Haddam, Connecticut, plays a lot of nickels golf.
He is the king of nickels. This man can throw straight. He is very particular in how he approaches a course. He has a game plan, and he's out here trying to execute on day 3 of a very long tournament.
Yeah, excellent. Moving on to hole 1, par 3, 280 feet. On paper, it looks easy, but watching this drone, this looks like a tough one.
It's a tight little hyzer, often with a rock or some sort of floaty stall hyzer with a putter. There's OB behind the basket. Shouldn't really come into play. One of the big issues, we have a rollaway green. Big rollaway potential to take you from 20 feet to 35 feet real quick.
Yeah, let's throw it down to Joe yourself for the opening call.
3 o'clock, that means it is time for our lead card MPO of the 2021 Firefly Hollow Open, powered by Prodigy. We are live!
What a pleasure to have these guys here. I was super excited. Really pumped to see Harris throw out here, see if he can lock down this A tier.
Yeah, great turnout out of the crowd, too. The gallery was lovely.
And there it is, just a little rock shot. Little more height, didn't quite get there, not penetrating enough. He'll have about 35 feet.
Next up, we got Dylan throwing this beauty Huck Lab. It's a Prodigy putter, I believe.
Probably looking to go high and stall. He makes the one mistake you can't make. Oh, that kicks into the river, OB right. That doesn't often happen. He's so upset he almost falls off the tee box.
Great save there, though. Next up, we got Shane leaning on one of his rocks, many rocks that he throws.
And you're going to look for a little height and maybe a touch of pop-up, but not turn. Unfortunately, he just gets a little tuggy on it. It's a tight gap.
It's a tight gap for sure.
And here's Josh just showing you how it's supposed to be done. Maybe needs a couple inches. Can it squeak over? That's perfect.
That's what you want. That's a great way to start. That'll be a tap in for birdie.
So now Shane's got a little work to do to get his par. Tough little ceiling. His flex flick needs to just float its way into the gap.
Yeah, showing off that forehand early. That's bad camera work by me, but yeah, that's tucked right next to the hole. Yeah, this is where Dylan ended up, unfortunately, out of bounds, but a great little flick out of his zone there just to get him up where he needs to be and get back on track.
Virtually impossible to get out of there cleanly, so to even have a putt, really good.
Now this is Harris's birdie putt.
Tough one to get this one high enough, especially with the OB behind it. Harris with the lead. He just lays up. No need to take bonus strokes. Now you have Dylan setting up for his bogey putt. Again, that elevation can be a problem. And he just misses it.
Yeah, good run. This is going to be Josh's birdie putt and a great way to start hole 1. That's a really good start out of Josh.
It's a good momentum builder. For the first 5 holes, you want a birdie if you can. You always have 18 looming, which is one of the hardest holes in Connecticut, the hardest finishing hole in a really tough back 4 holes. So build momentum early and then just try to get into cruise control for the middle part of the round.
Yeah, agreed. A couple of par tap-ins here. Solid start out of these guys. Unfortunately, a double bogey out of Dylan here. A lot of holes to play. That leads us to hole 2, par 3, 276. One of my favorite holes. Great layout. Dogleg left. Awesome tower at the end of the hole.
Well, this is a funky angle. It's a hard left turn after about 180, 190 feet, and you really have to swing the disc left. You'll see a down tree on the left. That is in the skip zone. We were unable to clear the entire tree, but the best thing you can do is throw low with some pace and watch it skip up to this towering green.
Yeah, towering's a great word. This thing is really cool. Definitely an iconic hole in this course. The great thing about this course has so many iconic holes.
We had a lot of fun with the design and the engineering and a great group of people that got us to where we are today. We got Josh coming up here, probably throwing a Thunderbird, and man, he's just a little bit tight on the inside.
Yeah, you see that a lot on this hole. Just a little too tight, unfortunately.
That seems to be the mistake. It's thinned out a little bit over there, so par is still an option. Harris going high.
Yeah, this one surprised me. You get caught up in those trees pretty easily. Went very high. I think you want to get a little lower on that one.
High is not the worst option. Oftentimes you'll punch on through, give yourself an easy 3.
Shane with a great drive here, actually out driving the camera. I was having a problem finding this one. This was a beauty.
He's probably about 35 feet to that really uphill basket. And Dylan on the struggle bus right now.
Definitely a tough start, but he's got a lot of energy. Ripping on this zone upshot here.
Really tough forehand flex angle. Looks like he punched all the way through. He'll have himself a putt.
Yeah, great shot there. That'll putt. Here's Josh's second shot. Right through that sneaky gap. That's what you want. You don't want to run that at all. That's a smart play.
You don't want much meat on the bone for that par. That is a tough, tough pin location. There's no way Harris runs this. Yep, he throws it to the base. Smart golf when you have a lead.
Smart golf for sure. Shane looking to get some of this lead back, and
bang. Great putt. Big putt. That's a scary one.
Super scary.
So he's looking to build. After missing 1, he got 2. Not a lot of people get 2. I mean, that's averaging 3.15 strokes, so not the hardest par 3 ever, but certainly not something that everybody's getting.
Yeah, it was a great shot. A couple nice pars here, and we're cruising. These guys are playing great. A lot of great holes coming up. I'm moving to hole 3, par 3, 330. Seems like a downhill hole, but I think tee to basket is about level. Would you say so?
It's almost like you're in a valley. You're throwing a little low to a pin that's slightly elevated, but tee box to pin is just about even. The disc has a tendency to drag a little bit right off the hill. You're looking for a slight hyzer flip to flat to then fade into the green. It's a pretty natural hyzer shot. You just have to be committed.
Yeah, I love it. First up, we're going to have Shane on the tee after that birdie. Shane looking like he's ripping on a T-bird or some kind of rock. I'm not sure what that is.
It could be anything from a T-bird to a rock in this hole, depending on your arm speed. Some people even go faster. Shane needs to miss the middle tree. Ooh, he's going to get sneaky.
Clean.
Probably about 40 feet. That is a miss you often see. You don't swing it right of that middle tree because the tree right in front of us on the right kind of scares you a little bit.
Yeah, not the line he was going for, but it worked out. This is a good line, just gets a little drift.
There's that drift I was talking about off the hill. You go a little bit more right sometimes than you think, so you actually have to hit it on a pretty decent little hyzer angle.
Yeah, agreed. Here's Harris ripping on something. It looks like a Halo Thunderbird. That's a beauty.
Little inside.
Yeah, those things are stable.
Good punch out. Probably a jump putt. Easy 3.
Missed the line a little bit. I'll take that. Dylan's stepping up quick here. Unfortunately, big kick, and that's jail in there.
Dylan trying to catch his nerves here, I think, a little bit. I mean, it's an A tier. He's lead card. Little amped up. I am sure we're going to see some better shot making from him soon. It's a tough start, and he knows that he has to get some of these holes, so there's a little added pressure.
Yeah, definitely. A couple quick shots out of him. Definitely just has to settle down, play smart here. This is a big up and down. Focus in on this next shot.
Certainly, he's not happy with his start, but he can build on it.
Definitely.
Had some bad holes, ready to go. Now here's Josh. Pretty good distance here. Tough to get it all the way there.
Started walking. He thought he had it. Good looking run there out of Josh.
Here's Harris after that nice little kick out of the woods.
Yeah, smart. Just keeps it low, keeps it straight, right near the pin.
I'm going to say it again. He's got a 3-stroke lead. No need to really run it and get yourself in crazy danger with a band or a cage roll away.
And this is where Shane ended up, a little tucked in the woods there. Has an open look at it.
Oof.
Just a little bit left side.
Just on the outside. These Prodigy baskets don't catch on those outside putts like some others do, but they're really good at grabbing that center hit.
And they look great. And that's key for me.
I love the green. Some people aren't a fan of it. I love it. These baskets pop in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely pop in the fall.
Couple pars on this hole. Dylan, unfortunately, is going to get another double bogey here, but he's amped up.
He is. Put the biscuit in the basket, move on to the next hole. It's never too late for a birdie.
Agreed. Another signature hole here. Very cool hole. Hole 4, par 3, 215. One of the coolest holes I've seen.
It's straight uphill. You have a 3-tiered castle. Your goal is to land in one of the tiers to the left of the basket so you have a nice little putt. The green rolls away pretty severely. A lot of people will go with a stall mid, stall putter, hyzer to the left, or flex forehand just to get left of the pin.
Yeah, one of my favorite beaches in Connecticut also. The sand is awesome.
This hole was more challenging when there were no tiers and it was just all sand. But now you have a little place that you can try to land and give yourself maybe 20 feet, maybe 10 feet, depending on which tier you land on.
Death putts on both sides, right? There's hills on both sides.
Roll away factor, huge here.
Shane with another rock shot here. Just looking to put it up on one of those tiers. Comes up a little short, but he'll have a putt.
The hole looks intimidating, but it scores pretty fairly. We're looking at 2.62 average for the MPO field on Sunday.
Josh ripping on a zone. Just a little too high there, unfortunately.
Catches the ceiling. Looked really good, just a little too much lift.
I think this is a T-bird out of Harris.
Definitely looking to punch left. And he's on the first tier. He'll have himself 18 feet or so.
This one was surprising. A little forehand flex zone out of Dylan here, but maybe best shot out of the group.
Didn't quite get left enough, so he might have a branch in his way. Here's Josh. Oh, that can be scary. We don't know where that's going to land.
Super scary. And hopefully the camera does this justice, but this putt is uphill, to say the least, with rollaways on both sides.
You can see it's twice as tall as Shane. So, yeah, it's pretty uphill. His putter is not far off right now. He's pretty dialed.
Yeah, you can see it there. Thankfully, it didn't roll all the way down. Scary putt here from Josh.
Ooh, top shelf in it.
He made that one look easy. That was a scary putt. Big putt out of Josh.
Well, there's a cliff behind
That's true.
So he misses metal. He's in trouble. And here's that tricky putt I was talking about with Dylan. He's going to have to punch this up from almost his chest, or he's going with a hyzer, it looks like.
Yeah, he was mulling over this one for a while. That tree was right in his face. Kind of a super awkward putt here for Dylan. Focuses in, finds a line.
The fear here is just don't hit your hand on the wood. Don't hit the hand, make the putt.
There we go. That's what he needed to get back here. Little flip over the wall. There we go.
Parkour after the birdie.
Good birdie look here from Harris.
He wants to throw this under the band. You need to penetrate it up under the band. And there he did that. You're just focusing up at the center, part of the basket under the band, and just push it on through.
Yeah, good par out of Shane there. Moving on to hole 5, par 3, 348. Very much a hallway downhill. What are you throwing here?
I'm throwing a flippy mid, or maybe a putter on a hyzer flip. This is a classic New England downhill hole. Angle control, speed control are a must. You cannot miss your line. You must be fully committed. There's a tree on the right-hand side of the tee box that really gets into a lot of people's heads. You see a lot of people kind of push left and early. Very fair hole, though.
Yeah, definitely. Very fair.
Finally green without huge roll-away potential. It's pretty flat.
Yeah, very flat, but unfortunately get some big skips off that. So you want to go a little short of the hole and just run right up.
I think we got a rock here from Harris. Probably looking slight hyzer flip.
And this shot was just magical the whole way.
That is butter. Go! Oh my goodness! I've got chills. That was great.
Yeah, that was great. And unfortunately, that was the skip I was talking about. So he'll have a little more of a putt than he wants to there.
And that goes back to that speed control we were talking about. Dylan, a little right side. Sometimes you get a little anti-skip here. Just a little slide. That should be pretty close.
Shane ripping on a Luna here. This is kind of his bread and butter. You know, very straight, smooth, easy, with a little fade.
Maybe a little drifty. Nope. Oh, shoot. Right into that blocker at the end that Harris ended up missing.
That was looking good. I think if that tree wasn't there, that was going in.
It was looking pretty darn good.
And Tamo throwing a signature Tamo stamp.
His whole bag's full of Tamo stamps. He'll have himself about 30 feet, I think.
Just a little left there, yeah. Here's Shane's putt. About 35 feet around there, would you say?
Somewhere around there, yep. He's been over metal all day. Oh, shoot. Another one just off.
Yeah, a little left, but he'll dial that back in for sure.
Harris for his birdie to get the round kind of on track. He hasn't done anything wrong. He just hasn't quite birdied what he wanted to birdie, I'm sure.
Yeah, a little low, unfortunately.
Josh got good ground play that we didn't see.
Would have loved to have that one. Unfortunately, didn't capitalize there. They're going to start to drop, though, for sure.
They have to, especially when you're chasing.
Another great birdie out of Dylan there. He's getting back on track.
He's getting on track. Harris isn't running away with it. The rest of the card needs to start making birdies.
Yeah, we can see a little backup build-up on the next hole there.
Well, there's a reason.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. It's 741 feet of valley and one of the signature holes on the course, and it's amazing.
It is amazing. Let's check it out. This is hole 6, par 4, 741, signature hole. Signature New England. I think of New England, I think of this course, and especially of this hole. This hole's amazing.
Yeah, this is a tricky little shot. Again, we have a side hill that kind of drifts your disc a little more to the right than you want, but there is no footing on the right-hand side. We're getting ready to pass the 425 tree. Your ideal landing zone is past this cement right here. This is where it is flat and you can attack for the 3. Anywhere short of there, it's a pretty good pump to get up to this green. It's uphill.
Yeah, it's uphill. I can honestly say I've never birdied this hole. Now, that's not saying much, but yeah, it's a tough one.
It is. It is. You need to be committed and have pretty good pop. And Dylan just shows you how strong an arm he has. He needs that just to hold a little bit longer. That side hill will often have this trickle out, just like that one did. Don't go too far, buddy.
And that's the landing zone you were talking about. That's money.
Past the cement. Should just be a putter or a mid up.
Harris with a similar line, a little lower, and this is just great.
Might be more of a stable disc. Looked like he turned it over just a bit. His footing won't exactly be level, but he should be okay from there.
Yeah, next up it's Shane's turn. Let's see what he does here.
Also going with a slight turnover. Holding the line. Again, these guys know the right side is really trouble, so you'll take the less than ideal footing on the left to not have to deal with the trees on the right.
Josh throwing a halo wraith here, and yeah, this is great. This is a little more straight of a line.
That is a butter line.
That's lovely.
Just lovely.
He should have flat landing zone.
Some of the great tee shots I've ever seen on this hole. I haven't seen great ones playing with the Brahs, but yeah, these are great.
Well, the Brahs might not have the arm, you know?
Roasted.
Little flex flick up, leaving himself 18 or so. It's a very regular play to flex flick into this green because of the footing. Josh going a little wider with the Thunderbird. He's got some meat on the bone there.
Yeah, unfortunate kick there. I think that was going to finish towards the hole.
This green, though, you can run the putts.
Yeah.
You have a backstop. There's some trees there. There's not a huge rollaway potential. So even at 40 feet, you can be comfortable giving it a good zip.
Tough footing there for Harris, but he'll have a little look.
My goodness, Dylan, that is a far shot.
Yeah, that was a bomb, and a great upshot with the zone. He's so consistent with that flick approach. That's great to watch. Little jump putt here from Josh. Give it a good run.
Just a little shy. Again, it's uphill, about 9 feet uphill, so you got to get it up to the band at least.
This is where Harris ended up. This is birdie. A lot longer than he wanted.
He hasn't had to putt much from distance, so wow, that roll away. Making that would have really helped his confidence moving forward. Doesn't want to take the bogey here.
That was a good putt and a long roll. Unfortunately, this is a lot longer than we wanted. It probably deserved just a little low. Elevation's tough on this hole.
The vast majority of the greens are, slightly uphill or downhill. So green play here is very difficult.
Yeah, first bogey we see out of Harris there. This will be a birdie putt for Shane. Yeah, great putt.
That's a good hit. This hole averages 4.15, so par's not going to kill you. Birdie feels really good. And there we go. 2 birdies on the card, a bogey, and a par.
I think that's 3 in a row for Dylan, right? 3 birdies. He's cruising.
He's waking up.
He's waking up for sure. Hole 7, par 3, 276. I would say this hole is uphill. Would you say that?
This is the longest 276 you'll ever see. We have wheeled it. We have shot it. We have done everything we can, and it is 276 feet. But you have people throwing distance drivers and still landing short.
Tomahawk in play in this hole? Or?
You can go forehand. Tomahawk has been used, but the power backhand, either with a hyzer flip or maybe a slight turnover, seems to be the way to go. There are, again, some trees on the right-hand side that force your shape left to right, and if you do not commit, you're going to end up in a tough spot on the left.
Yeah, tough early hit there out of Dylan. This is looking good for Shane. Just a little bit left. He'll have a putt.
Yeah, there's a little cart path up there that's flat. Nice little spot to putt from, so he's in pretty good shape to, give it a semi-run for the birdie. Same thing with Josh. He's on a flat spot. He'll be able to run that putt.
All right, Harris is looking to bounce back from that bogey there. This would be a great hole to birdie.
This feels like a bonus birdie.
Definitely. And this is looking great. Great line out of the hand. Missed that tree.
Little drift out of there. This hole averages about par for the MPO field. Slightly under. Not a ton of twos. There were some cards out there, though. We had a star frame out there this weekend. Shout out to those guys.
Little pruning out of Dylan there. He's mad at himself. But, yeah, another great upshot out of him. He's upset, but he'll get back on track.
Go tap in your par. Get out of here. Josh, just not enough.
Once these putts start landing for Josh, he'll be in a good spot.
I think the swing is good. Just he's getting caught up with the height. And it's really hard to commit to those high putts sometimes.
Same thing out of Shane there, yeah. This is a great hole.
Harris, bounce back. Boom. Great putt, bud.
Great putt. If you want a clinic on how to bounce back from a bogey, that's what you do there. Awesome birdie out of Harris.
Dylan tapping his bogey.
Yep. Great par out of Josh and par for Shane. All right, so we're moving. The scores are kind of bouncing all over the place. Dylan's almost a little birdie or bogey. It's a good round.
A little bit of a roller coaster, and Harris has been pretty steady for the most part. I mean, he's at where he started. So he's even through 7. We move on to hole 8.
Yeah, hole 8, par 3, 421. Very much an L, tight backhand hyzer line. All about the height. And this is a birdie you can get.
It's a birdie you can get. It's a very difficult tee shot in that it's a very specific line. You're throwing something like a Rock X3 or a T-Bird dead straight to a stall to then glide down to this pin. 421, it doesn't quite play that because it's so far downhill, but you move so far left. You have to be very specific with your shot choice here.
Yeah, definitely. And Harris going back to that T-Bird.
Gives it good height. That's gonna end up being in a rough spot. He didn't quite make the corner. Too much height, too much hyzer, I think, with that fast a disc.
Shane going back to that disc he threw on hole 2. This is looking good. Got through the trees.
Got through the trees. A little tight maybe, but probably worked its way down towards the green.
Josh going back to this Rock X3. Very straight.
Pretty straight. Now he's waiting for the fade. And it looks pretty clean. He'll be down there. He'll have a look at it. Bogey's probably not in play at that point.
Dylan looking to rip on one here. And that's exactly what he did. Good speed.
That is the shot.
Good angle. Good height.
Tight to the backside of the corner. He should be down there.
Looks like Harris ripping on a harp here. Just kind of getting it up there.
Woof. Looked pretty good.
That'll putt.
A little soft run.
This is where Josh ended up. Little birdie putt here. Just a little left.
Tough little run there. Downhill. Always difficult. That's Shane who threw past the basket with his birdie bid.
Yeah, he was a little upset with this. Great shot, just went a little too far. A little speed control, but didn't really have a good look.
Did we miss Dylan's shot?
Nope, right there. That yellow disc, that's Dylan's.
Oh, there it is. That's a great tee shot. Good bird.
So 3 birdies, bogey, birdie. He likes those colorful card numbers.
Like we said, a little bit of a roller coaster for his start, but he's starting to settle in. You can feel it.
Yeah, everyone's kind of finding their groove now.
And hole 9 coming up is a hole that you need to be grooved on because you need this birdie.
Yeah, hole 9, par 4, 503, right through the woods. A little further up is where you want to be, kind of on your landing zone for that first shot, right?
Yeah, I mean, landing here would be ideal. This is the easiest par 4 on the course. You just got to punch something pretty straight right up this walking path, and that opens up a nice little touchy flex flick into the green, or straight putter if you go far enough. The green is somewhat protected, as you can see by the logs around it. They protect the front side of it, not so much the back side where there's skip away potential.
And Dylan ripping on this Halo Destroyer, I think it is. Yeah, puts a move on this one.
There are some lines through there. It can be tricky depending on how far deep you go on the right-hand side. Harris going backhand. That is going to slide right up the path and leave him a shot he's very comfortable with going into this green.
Yeah, he's locked in. Just throwing some comfortable, smart drives. Everything about his play is comfortable and smart.
Smooth and calm. 8-tier lead card, leading the tournament. He's looking pretty good. Shane makes the mistake that a lot of people make, just doesn't quite get over on it enough. Oftentimes you get sneaky right to left drift here just because of the lay of the land. Josh knows that, and so he maybe overcompensates.
Yeah, throwing that flippy Thunderbird unfortunately gets kind of stuck in between these trees.
That's an awkward stance with a tree right behind him. Full commitment, almost. He misses that last tree. He's in putting. He's in great shape.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Unfortunately, this is where Shane ended up and just hits an early tree there, and he knows it.
His reaction tells you everything there.
Harris up shot with a zone here.
This is a pretty stock shot for him. I'd imagine he's going to be pretty close. Maybe a little too much turn on it, but still inside the circle. Dylan, similar shot, just different side of the fairway.
Yeah, aggressive line out of him. That was a nice Anheuser line. Forehand flick there. That was great. And a zone here out of Shane. He puts that pretty close. That's a good shot out of Shane.
Yeah, there are a lot of flex forehands with those not-so-fast discs just to kind of float yourself into this green from a lot of positions.
This is where Harris ended up.
Oh, a little too aggressive on the putt. He would have really liked that to get the momentum going.
Same thing out of Dylan. That was a good look.
We stick with the colorful card, as you can see.
He does not
A
like
par.
that color.
I didn't want that. Birdie or bust.
Good scramble out of Josh. He'll take that par.
And these guys know these are opportunities wasted. This is, like I said, the easiest par 4 on the course, and you really want to finish your front 9 with a bird.
Yeah, need a good tee shot on this hole. Unfortunately, I only had a few good tee shots, but gettable hole for sure. Dylan will tap this in dramatically.
Saying, don't do it, Dylan. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So fun front 9 here, kind of some up and down play. What'd you think of the front 9?
I think it's lead card. I think it's hard. I think what Harris is doing right now is he's just staying within control. He knows the leaderboard. He's checking on his phone, I am sure. Ryan Rhodes creeping his way up, only 2 back. And look at Steve Brinster, 4 under on the front.
Yeah, some great moves from the chase card, setting that stage for the back 9. Thanks for watching us, guys. Join us on the back 9 for some more coverage.